So what if the one thing that makes blockchain so revolutionary, its absolute radical transparency, is actually its biggest flaw? Today, we're diving into Midnight, a super ambitious project from Charles Hoskinson that's trying to solve that exact paradox.
This quote from Hoskinson just nails it, doesn't it? Blockchains are built on this idea that everything is public. But is that level of transparency really sustainable? He argues that if this tech is ever going to hit the mainstream, we absolutely have to figure out this privacy problem.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with the core problem, then introduce Midnight's big idea, see how they actually built it, walk through their launch plan, and finally zoom out to look at the bigger vision behind the whole thing.
Okay, first things first, let's really dig into that central issue, what I'm calling the paradox of perfect trust. And you know what's so fascinating is that this project didn't start in some stuffy corporate boardroom. Nope. The whole idea for Midnight was sparked 6 years ago, pretty informally, at a cryptography conference. What they thought might take just a couple of years to build, well, it turned into a 6-year marathon to crack this incredibly tough nut. And this slide right here lays out the fundamental trade-off. On one hand, you've got the amazing benefit of blockchain, total trust. The data can't be changed, it's timestamped, it's verifiable. But on the other hand, you've got this massive, glaring drawback. Every single thing you do is public, forever. For any real-world business, or even just for you and me, that's a complete and utter deal breaker. So how does Midnight tackle this? Well, it flips the entire model on its head. It's a completely new way of thinking, moving from a world that's public by default to one that's private by choice. And this is the absolute key. With most blockchains, you're operating out in the open unless you go through some serious technical hoops to get privacy. Midnight starts you from a place of total privacy. You are in complete control, and you get to choose what to reveal, when to reveal it, and who gets to see it. You can see why this has such broad appeal. It taps into a basic human truth, right? I mean, think about it. It doesn't matter if you're a DeFi trader, a huge bank, or even a government agency. You've got sensitive information you need to protect. Midnight is being designed from the ground up to be the platform for all of them. Now, this brings up a massive question. How on earth do you build something this complicated? Their answer was pretty radical, a new model built around cooperation. And this was the challenge they were facing. Hoskinson himself calls Midnight the most complicated thing we've ever done. If they had tried to build every single component from scratch, it would have taken more than a decade. By then, the opportunity would be long gone. So instead of reinventing the wheel, they did something really smart. They fully embraced the open source spirit of crypto and basically borrowed the best technology from all over the space. They took the powerhouse privacy tech from Zcash, a super fast consensus algorithm from Aptos, a flexible building framework from Polkadot, and then built it all on the rock-solid foundation of the Cardano ecosystem. It's less of a single project and way more like a coalition, pulling ideas from more than 24 different teams. The philosophy here is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. People just don't like switching platforms. So instead of trying to lure users away from other blockchains, Midnight is designed to be what's called a layer 2. You can almost think of it like a privacy plugin for the entire crypto world. It's made to work with the tools and the tokens people are already using. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does a project this huge actually launch? Well, it's not a flip of a switch. It's a very carefully planned 4-stage roadmap, all designed for a safe and steady rollout. Okay, there's a lot on this slide, so let's walk through it. It all kicks off with Hilo, which is when the token launches on the super secure Cardano network. Next up, in Q1 2026, we get Colu. This is when the early version of the network, run by a small group of trusted partners, goes live so developers can start building. Then in Q2, Mahalo comes online, and this is when Cardano's stake pool operators, the huge global community that secures that network, can start producing blocks on Midnight. And finally, in Q3 of 2026, AHA is the big one. That's the launch of the fully decentralized network, ready to connect with other major blockchains. And if you're wondering if anyone is actually excited for this, get a load of this. During a kind of pre-launch event, the community pitched in so much computing power that in just 21 days, they replicated over 700 days of the early Bitcoin network's mining work. That is just a staggering amount of support before the network is even fully live. So we've seen the tech, we've looked at the roadmap, but what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal? Well, the bigger vision is about nothing less than trying to restore our trust in the digital world. And here is a perfect example of what that means: fixing DAOs. Right now, these decentralized autonomous organizations are a cool idea, but they just don't work for serious businesses. Why? Because everything's public. We're talking salaries, internal fights, future strategy, all the dirty laundry is out there for everyone to see. Midnight lets you create a hybrid model with a private side for all that confidential stuff and a public side for accountability. This could finally make DAOs a real option for actual businesses. Hoskinson uses this great metaphor to explain where Midnight fits into the crypto universe, a four-legged stool. So Bitcoin gave us the first leg, good money. Ethereum gave us the second, programmability or smart contracts. He argues that Cardano brought the third leg, governance and interoperability. But that stool is still wobbly. Midnight, he says, provides that crucial fourth leg, privacy and identity, finally making the whole structure stable enough for the entire world to use. And that leaves us with this final, massive question. We live in a world where our trust in digital systems is eroding every single day. The grand ambition of Midnight is to provide a new foundation, to add privacy back into our digital lives. But the real question is, can it actually succeed in restoring our trust too?